Welcome to Seed to Life. In this video, I'm going to share with you my experience of harvesting hyacinth or Lablab beans from my garden. This is the first time I planted these beans. Before this, I planted different types of beans like kidney beans, yard-long beans, and bush beans. Other than bush beans, I have always been successful in growing beans in huge amount. This year, I grew 7 different varieties of beans. One good thing about growing beans is that it is never a complete failure. Even if you don't get a big harvest, you get better soil after every planting, as beans are nitrogen fixers. Also, they loosen the soil and improves its oxygen carrying capacity. Hyacinth beans or Lablab beans are famous in India and they are known by various names like Vaal Paapdi, Vaal, Sheem, Semi and many more. Its botanical name is Dolichos lablab. Traditionally, it was used as a decoction in alcoholic intoxication for treatment of cholera and stomachache. Flowers were used to treat inflammation of uterus. The juice from the fresh pods was used to expel worms, treatment of inflamed ear and throat. Researchers are trying to explore possible medicinal uses of Lablab beans. These beans are very rich in iron and magnesium, and they are a good source of calcium and vitamin B6. There are studies that indicate it can possibly have anti-diabetic and anti-inflammatory properties. Due to its high fiber content, it can reduce cholesterol. It can also help elevating hemoglobin levels in iron deficiency anemia. However, these beans can be toxic if eaten in large quantities without cooking. Seeds of Lablab bean contain a toxin cyanogenic glycoside that can cause symptoms like weakness, vomiting, labored breathing, and convulsions. But don't worry, it happens only when uncooked beans are eaten in large quantities. I'm posting some interesting links in the description section for more information. This year, I grew my Lablab beans from the fresh seed pods that I bought from the grocery store. I also have dried beans, but I still use fresh pods. I let some pods to dry for 2 to 3 days and then soaked them in the water overnight. Then I planted them directly in the soil. The plants grew very rapidly and now they are about 6 to 7 feet tall. Lablab bean vines are not just useful as food or soil enhancer, but they also have a lot of aesthetic value. The vines have grown beautifully and created a beautiful green dome in my garden. The leaves that are fresh, green and smooth are very pleasing to eyes. These leaves are heart-shaped and symmetrical. They appear in groups of 3. The vines that grow towards the sun soon get loaded with beautiful white flowers. When these flowers stand straight in the sun, they glisten in the sunlight. It is such a joy watching them bloom every day. These flowers attract beneficial insects as well as hummingbirds. Today only I spotted one face to face for the first time. What a mesmerizing experience it was. Occasional insects wandering on the leaves and few bite marks. But I strongly believe in organic gardening. I avoid use of any pesticides, both synthetic and organic, as much as possible. I remember in the beginning years of gardening, I used to spray my plants with pesticides very frequently. I couldn't tolerate a single insect, and now, ever since I have stopped using pesticides, I see various types of beneficial insects in my garden. We are all happy with each other now. Caring for these beans is very easy. I haven't used any fertilizer for them. They are currently pushing onto their neighbor's orange tree and neem tree. But these trees appear to love that shadow. This year in my region, heat waves are very frequent and hardly any rain. In the shadow of these beans, the other 2 trees are growing beautifully. The dome shape that the vines have created helps to conserve moisture and saves water in that area. Now let's go and harvest the beans. Harvesting these beans is so much fun. I love it. At first there were only few beans, but nowadays since last week I am seeing the beans are increasing in number. The beans are so green in color that they easily hide under the leaves. In India, Lablab beans are harvested during winter, but here in the US, they are harvested from July to September. I may be able to harvest them longer because the winter starts late in my area. Both the outer shell and the beans inside are edible. In fact, even the flowers and young leaves are eaten in African countries. Personally, I have never tried leaves and flowers, so if you decide to eat them, please do more research. You can remove the threads from the edges of the fresh pod so that they are not too fibrous, or you can just take the mature seeds from the pods. Fresh seeds can be used in stir fries, and the dried seeds can be saved for months, I guess years. These seeds are then sprouted and cooked. That way, they are better digested. And that's it for today. I hope you find this video useful. Thank you for watching my video. If you like the channel, please subscribe to my channel Seed to Life and post your suggestions in the comment sections below. Click on the bell icon to get notified about the new videos and updates. Thank you again. See you soon.